If you just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room. Let's talk about it. Hey, yo, GMS fam, the green room. What's going on, everybody, man? Welcome back to the GMS show. I hope everybody's doing good. Everybody's in good health. Everybody's in good spirits. Your family's doing well. Speaking of good health and good spirits, man, before we get started with anything, I just got to say, go get yourself checked out, man. I had to do the whole doctor thing, man. I had to go and get my first colonoscopy yesterday, man. I'll tell you right now, fellas, the worst part about it is the prep. You gotta drink this incredible jug of just tasteless bullshit. But other than that, man, go get yourself checked out, man. I think it's important that you guys go do that. I know there's a stereotype behind it. Trust me, I was stubborn for the same reasons, but I had to go and get checked out, man. That's the reason why I didn't do a show yesterday. I was out of commission, but you know what I'm saying? Everything was cool. Everything came out cool. Pause. Everything was good, man. You know what I'm saying? Just waiting on, test results for a few things. But other than that, it was cool, man. All I gotta say is go get yourself checked out, man. Do what you gotta do. Take care of yourself. Health is wealth, and also gotta be here for your family, man. Gotta be here for your family. Glittery said, was your doctor a man or a woman? I had two nurses in there, two female nurses in there, and the doctor looked like Adam Silver. The doctor looked like Adam Silver. Oh, bald-headed, slender man-ass nigga, man. I was sitting there. I got to keep it real, man. I was shooken. I was like, yo. First female nurse came in. I was like, oh, all right, that's what's up. Another female nurse came in. I said, oh, okay, cool. We in there. Man, next thing you know, this motherfucking bald head, Adam Silver looking motherfucker came in talking about some, hey, how you doing, Jaquan? Motherfucker slapped the glove and shit. Tom. I said, oh, no. No. I turned into Tom from the Boondocks. I said, you can have my booty. Anyway, jokes aside, man. Nah, man, go get yourself checked out, man. Go see a doctor. Go do what you got to do, man. I advocate for it, man. I want to see all of us here on this earth as long as we can, man, taking care of our family, doing what we got to do, man. So that's my message for today. And now we got to start. Hello, everybody, GMS fam. You know we start out with peace, love, positive energy, good vibes, passing it forward, hoping that you pass it along as well. GMS fam, tap into the live chat. Let me know you are in here. Shout out your city. Let me know where you from. Shout out Glittery Bubbles. Samajin is here. The Hollywood is here. Lady Aries, what's going on? The Do Better podcast is in the building. Shout out Theo Coop. Steeler Lee is here. King of NJ. BTBTV is in the building, man. Glittery Bubbles, hey girl, what's going on? So the Slim. All right, y'all. We got to talk about it, man. We got to get right into it. I cannot hold you any longer. So questions have been rising around the 5150 Nation. Where is Marcus, and why hasn't Marcus been showing up to the shows lately? And, you know, there's been speculation of, you know, if Corey has done something or said something, or if Marcus is just simply taking off and doing things more and getting more opportunities and just not having enough time to, you know, pull up to the 5150 show. But we do have to talk about it because of the history when it comes to the 5150 show, when it comes to certain relationships that Corey had and the people that we've seen in the past walk away. Now, a lot of y'all that have been here and that have participated in these shows over the past couple years know that we've talked about a lot of this stuff already. You know, I don't need to go through a whole, you know, monologue about everything, but we've seen it. We've seen Grady, we've seen Zoe, we've seen Precise, we've seen who else? Nate Jackson. Who else, man? Freeze Love. Bobby doesn't come through really like that, and we know Bobby ain't out here touring. So we just, you know, and I'm not trying to. This is not a disclaimer, because I know how some niggas feel about me specifically and what I do. Of course they gonna feel like, oh, he just trying to kick shit up and he just trying to start shit. No, we having a real conversation. I'm going based off of what I've seen people saying over these past few weeks and the comments that are being left, and as well as not just, you know, on Corey's page, but on Marcus's page as well. You know, people sending him messages like, hey, you know, we with you regardless of what you're doing. You know, one door closes, another one opens, and Marcus replying to him like, yeah, you know, I appreciate that. So it's like, not that it's, you know, him confirming anything, but when you reply to certain things like that, it also kind of raises the question. You know, I wouldn't be having this conversation or even be posting this if I wasn't seeing certain things that had me raising my eyebrow myself. I know I've seen it for the past weeks. I didn't really feed it anything because, to be honest, yeah, Marcus is getting a lot more looks lately. Marcus is touring. Marcus is doing things that he's been wanting to do as a comedian. And I'm really happy for the guy, actually, and it's been things that I've also said in the past as well. I think, and this is despite people always doubting Marcus, and I think a part of that does come from the way that he is treated on the show. When Corey does throw those little slight shots, or when Corey tries to, you know, minimize who he is as a talent and as a person on the show, even though, you know, it can be passed off as just roasting and all this other shit. But Marcus is doing things that he's always wanted to do, and despite certain people feeling like he's not talented enough, not funny enough, not this enough, he's showing improving instead of having to be at war with the people that don't understand his path. So I really do commend Marcus, and I respect Marcus a lot. I think he knows that. But these conversations too, like, it happens. Like, whenever somebody starts to get more noticed or more notoriety, at a certain point you start seeing I'm not going to say jealousy or envy. I don't think Corey's jealous or envious of Marcus, but it's almost like he wants to try to put somebody back in check. Like, I think the way he looks at people is like, if you aren't an OG comedian who have been out here for a long time doing what you've been doing, making it to a certain point, you're always going to be beneath him in his eyes. And it may not always be in a disrespectful way. It may just be in an OG way, because some people got to carry themselves that way. Oh, I'm the OG. You got to respect me that way, and you got to carry yourself in a certain way so that people can have that respect for you as well. But we got to speak on it, and we got to comment on it, because it seems like there's been shots thrown. Now, I remember couple weeks ago, there was something that was said, and it had people thinking that Corey was talking about Marcus. Now, I was like, I don't know. It could be one of those vague things where he's just bringing up somebody from the past who's left and all that other stuff. But then you get to today, or well, not today, but on Tuesday, where he opened up the show by saying this.
This is the 5150 show, goddammit. I am Corey Holcomb. This is Darlito GOT's motherfucking Craig Facts.
God.
Craig Facts hanging there with a nigga and shit, goddammit. Crazy ass Corey Holcomb. Them other niggas be like, fuck Corey.
Shit, me too, nigga. I should have 30 niggas on my show.
Our story's similar, nigga.
Oh, man.
Have you ever told anybody? Like, what happened? Because I know
It ain't nothing happened. Niggas just,
it was just too much.
I know what happened, and I wasn't even there.
Theo Coop, he said, I react to Corey's content, but I've only been following the show for a few months, but I've seen enough to see his character. Put it like this, I wouldn't want a friend like him. A lot of people have definitely echoed those same sentiments. The Hollywood said they addressed that 2 shows ago. They all good. It was never anything between them. He getting show money and perfecting his brand. Know him, Mama J, and Chad personally, 100. Okay, shout out to you, man. Yeah, I mean, and here's to that point as well. Things have also been addressed on his show when it came to other things between him and people, and then next thing you know, it ended up being something else. I could say same thing for, when him and Zoe, the whole Zoe blow up, and then Zoe came back around, and he came back for a show, and they tried to act like everything was cool. Zoe ain't been back since. We ain't heard or seen or anything like that. I don't even think I've heard Zoe even mention Corey for a long time, for months. And then you go to the precise thing. People were trying to say certain things, and, they were going back and forth, and Corey was saying this and that, and everything was cool. Next thing you know, here comes the blow up. And now it's you a dope fiend and you this and that. So it's like you never know, too. I always catch that part when it comes to Corey, when it comes to certain situations. He'll try to act like everything is all good, and maybe it may work for, the people that it's not really a big deal about, where it's like, all right, some small shit happened. We water under the bridge, we let it go. But eventually things boil over. Now, we all know that, the people have been talking about, Corey bought Marcus a car, or, Corey being too comfortable with Marcus's mom and shit like that. I think all of that stuff was just like, things for people to talk about, and they had an actual real, like, OG and young up and coming comedian type relationship. But to me personally, I think if there was any problem, it would be the minimizing of somebody's character and their talent. When you're somebody out here trying to make it, it's going to be hard for you to try to get through a certain aspect, or I mean, not a certain aspect, but a certain, it's going to be hard for you to reach a certain goal or to reach certain people or a certain demographic when one of the top people are trying to minimize you or make you seem like you're less than whenever they get the chance. Now, like I said, it can be passed off as roasting because they roast a lot on the show. But you got to understand, there are those people who will dig at you and say, and we all seen it. If you paid attention for as long as we've been paying attention to this show, Corey can go from comedian mode to taking shots at you and being like, because he's in comedian mode and roasting mode, you, the average listener or the average person, is just going to be like, oh, yeah, Corey taking it there. But it's like he's taking it there for a reason. It's almost like he's trying to humble somebody or to try to check somebody in that way. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what else he said.
You got a lot of the fans are the same. You know what I'm saying? Like the same ones from here. The folks are the same ones that watched your show.
You didn't obey, nigga.
You told me. A lot of people told me.
Nigga, when you got your own show, dog, and the motherfuckers get comfortable, they do some shit you be like,
amazing.
Wow.
Amazing, man.
Wow. Samuel, I guess.
Man, but I still love everybody, but it's still
course,
amazing.
yeah. I got love for motherfuckers too, man, but I'm telling you now, man, if you're an insecure nigga, dog, you gonna fall out with me.
Now, there we go. That part right there. If you are an insecure nigga, you gonna fall out with him. Hear it again.
I got love for motherfuckers too, man, but I'm telling you now, man, if you're an insecure nigga, dog, you gonna fall out with me.
And I think and this is just me being honest, I think that that's an excuse. I think that's a cop-out for him to be able to talk reckless or to really go far with somebody because he wants to mask it behind the I'm unfiltered and I'm this. I think as a human being, you should also hold a level of respect for somebody that you call a friend. You know what I'm saying? Or that you know, really value in your space. Because let's be honest, these people do want to, you know, come up under Corey. Like they want to be, oh, this is, you know, Corey's my mentor or this and that. Because as far as comedy goes and as far as this game goes when it comes to podcasting, one of the GOATs. And that's just the honest, that's being totally, completely unbiased and honest in my opinion. But some people are afraid to because it's not that, oh, Corey's too unfiltered or he might joke on me or he might get on something I'm insecure about. It's that if I get too close to this nigga or if he does something for me, I may be indebted to this motherfucker forever or I may have or be susceptible to my personal information being put out there to the public when I don't want it to. Because also, you know, he kind of mentioned that last night. He made a joke about Grady, not like it was on some personal shit, but you know, he asked Craig during the conversation, okay, how many women you involved in right now, Craig? And Craig didn't want to answer. He's like, oh no, let me not get you in trouble. That's how me and Grady fell out, or that's how I got in trouble with Grady, blah blah blah. So it's like when we have those conversations, like in the past when that stuff first happened, Corey was trying to act like he didn't do anything wrong. He was trying to make it seem like somebody was perpetrating. But now, all of a sudden, a couple years later down the road, he understands now that it was him asking the question that he asked. It had, like I said before, it had nothing to do about Grady possibly lying about where he came from or trying to act hard or trying to act like he was this or that or from the hood. It was all about the fact that somebody wanted to check him or try to call him on him doing something that they felt wasn't G-like or wasn't stand-up, and he wanted to take it as, no, you perpetrating, you this and that, you trying to lie for this. You got to understand, not everybody, and it has nothing to do with, well, you know what, I'm not going to say it doesn't have anything to do with being real with yourself, because at the end of the day, you do have to be real with yourself. Just to shoot him a little bell, you have to be real with yourself, or else the people around you are going to believe you're someone that you're not. So if Grady's going around acting like he's a good man and not cheating or whatever and not doing this and that, but really on the road doing X, Y, and Z with all these hoes, then you really gonna put yourself in a situation where you gonna fuck yourself over with the person that you with. But at the same time, it's not Corey's responsibility to bring that out of him. He has to do that himself. And it's not up to Corey to make everybody look at Grady in a certain way because Corey says he's not a stand-up person for not putting his information out there, putting his personal business on blast to a bunch of people. Does that make sense? Now, let's listen to a little bit more, and let's keep going.
Yeah.
Insecurity with me is like, because I'm going to say something to make you go, hey, you talking to me? I ain't talking to you, motherfucker. It's just it apply to you.
Oh yeah, I go through that too, where people watch the show and they think I'm talking about them specifically.
It ain't nothing you can do, man.
Like,
We just a big kicking it.
Yeah, my thing is the shoe fits. It's like, oh, what's that?
But
oh,
do they
wow.
understand what a comedian is? Because I talk about stuff that I experience in life. Mm-hmm. It may be something that happened yesterday. It may be something that happened 25 years ago. It just whatever flowed through me that day. So you can't assume that everything I talk about is you because you on bullshit.
See?
Hey,
And
Craig, listen, when you got a motherfucker up under you, this is the craziest shit in the world. They don't want they shit. They want your shit.
Right.
And that's fucked up.
Right.
A nigga who want they shit, it all work out. But niggas be watching your shit.
Man.
And they be like, I want your shit. I don't want my shit.
Now, here's another thing about that before we keep going, because I think they had another interesting conversation about something else. But that is a very common thing with certain people. And I'm going to be honest, I think I saw that in Precise. I think Precise saw what Corey was doing and wanted what Corey had as far as going on tour and doing all this shit. Because you got to remember, he's an artist. So every artist's dream is to go on tour and to go and sing and be in front of different crowds all across the city and travel, all that shit. When Precise got a chance to do that, he got a taste of a little bit of his dream, the start of his dream. But then getting too used or getting too comfortable, as Corey would say, because he said people get too comfortable around him, which I also think is a double-edged sword because Corey gets too comfortable around people as well. You can't say that, oh, you know, people that come around me, they get too comfortable when you literally put people's personal business on blast. And you get so comfortable with people around you that you can mask a little bit of disrespect in your jokes just to keep people in check or just to keep them at bay. Because you can tell, and trust me, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong or not, but there could be a lot of times where I feel like Marcus could go in and say, because it took a while for Marcus to get too really comfortable to really go in or go at Corey when he roasts back at him. It took him a little while. You know what I'm saying? And I think part of that also came because he started to get more notoriety on his own. He started to be more confident because it wasn't that, oh, if I'm not funny or if people don't fuck with me, it's just going to go away because I'm only known with 5150. Now it's at a point where more people outside of this are getting to know who he is. So it's kind of building his confidence up to where, hey, I could roast back with you too. Not in the sense where, oh, I can disrespect you, because he obviously has that respect there because of the platform that he has been allowed to, you know, really, really capitalize off of. You know, the 5150 fan base is so loyal and so prominent across the internet that they will look after the people that Corey champions. So if you somebody that he likes, they gonna fuck with you too. It's a given. So I think that, you know, and especially when it comes to these situations, I don't want to be the one to like sit up here and try to spread a narrative and make it seem. I'm just speaking on things that I've seen and giving an honest opinion about how I think certain things are going. I could be completely wrong. Make sure that you understand and write that down. I could be completely wrong because I don't know these people. I've never been around these people. But one thing I'm good at, and one thing that y'all have seen over the past couple years, is that when I usually call something out or when I see something, it ends up coming out the way that I said it was going to happen. Because sometimes you can see through people's actions, especially when the camera's on and when the microphone is hot. Certain people catch themselves up. Certain people get themselves to, you know, say certain things that they may not mean. I know Corey regrets what happened with him and Zoe. Because in my opinion, I think in that moment, Corey being on his show and being the head honcho, the front man, he didn't want the sidekick to check him on his own shit. And we've seen it over the years in our personal lives where you can get into it with somebody and they just hit you with a low blow because they don't know how to logically, or they don't know how to come back at you with something because you may be right about who they are or what they did. And because they don't want to accept it or because they don't want to take accountability or acknowledge it, they will go at you and even risk y'all relationship and risk y'all friendship by cutting at you over y'all minor disagreement. Now, I can tell that in this situation, I don't know if, you know, because like I said, somebody left a comment on Marcus's page. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Somebody has a whole chainsaw going outside. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but what the hell? Yeah, there we go. So I see one here. It says, "Keep smiling, Marcus. Whatever you supposed to get in life was written for you at birth. Just bust your ass and go get it." And then it says, "Marcus, you a good dude. The people rocking with you because we see you solid. When one door closes, another one opens. You going to be successful in this entertainment game, man. I believe that." And Marcus said, "I appreciate you, bro. Much love." And then somebody said, man, if you such a man, address your audience about the 5150 show. Stop ignoring it. We really only support it because Corey stamped you. What did I just get done saying? Also, 5150 fans, y'all got to stop doing that type of shit. Y'all got to stop being followers in that sense. Don't say no stupid shit like we really only support it because Corey stamped you. You should want to support somebody because you genuinely support somebody. I know that that's far-fetched because we live in a world full of followers. I mean, social media is of that. What happens when you go to somebody's social media page? What do you got to do? Click the follow button. We got a bunch of followers out here. But you should want to fuck with somebody because you fuck with them. You shouldn't just be, oh, Corey said it's cool. That's some brainless shit. You know what I'm saying? That is really some brainless shit. You should really, really be a genuine fan or supporter of somebody because you do. I still watch Zoe shit because I actually support Zoe. I watch Craig because I support Craig. I watch Marcus's content via IG because I support Marcus. It's not because I got to be like, well, as long as Corey cool with him. Because if that was the case, I'd be like the rest of these motherfuckers out here who are blind and blindly follow somebody and try to talk crazy about somebody who literally never did shit wrong. Like, if you could tell me what Zoe did wrong, like, people found some things to try to get mad at Zoe about. Oh, Zoe ain't this, Zoe ain't no real man. Oh, Zoe, oh, he did a GoFundMe. It's like, what does Zoe actually do besides y'all picking sides in a situation that you really shouldn't have picked sides in? That's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? And people deserve a lot more respect than that, especially when it comes to people putting in the work. Marcus puts in the work every Wednesday. Now, this is another reason why people are saying that there might be a problem because, check it out, Marcus does his show in LA. He's in Los Angeles. The 5150 show is taped out there in LA, if I'm not mistaken. So for you to be at home recording your podcast the night after the 5150 show means you could have possibly pulled up, but you chose not to. So clearly there may be a problem on the horizon. Now, if there isn't, I would gladly be the one to hear, oh no, that's not the issue. If anybody sees this, no, there's no issue between us. Cool. I'll correct my statement and I'll say, well, here's an official statement from these guys. They say it's no problem. But till then, it kind of looks weird. Now, here's another thing that I need to I want to be able to express in this situation when it comes to, you know, Corey and Marcus. There and Marcus actually expressed last night, by the way, that his mom is moving back down south. So Marcus is gonna be, you know, not having to be a roommate to his mom anymore, which means he's definitely doing pretty well to the point where he can sustain his crib in LA by himself. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm not trying to put jealousy or envy, but there's certain instances where I see the where he's been minimized in certain situations where Corey has brought up his financial situations, trying to say he don't, you know what I'm saying, he don't do this or he don't make that or he ain't never seen this type of money or he ain't finna do this or he never did that and shit like that. When you start seeing people do things for themselves where you don't have to actually put a hand out and help them, instead of being happy about it or congratulatory about it, you kind of look at it like, oh, well, I guess this nigga don't need me. I guess he gonna go do his own thing. And then you kind of build this own resentment where you start acting different towards somebody who never really switched up at all. They just was able to do for themselves. I've seen it happen before. And like I said, these are human traits, man. It doesn't change when you become a celebrity or when you get money. People still have these traits as human beings. Instead of that's the one thing that messed me up coming up around here in this local music scene. I genuinely got happy about people's success. When I seen people doing stuff and when they actually started getting notoriety, or when their following start going up, the views start going up, or you know what I'm saying, they doing shows and you know they packing them out. I'm like, yo, that is amazing. I like it because seeing somebody's dreams come true is one of the most wholesome things as a human being that you can experience, beside actually fulfilling that dream that you have for yourself. I think that's a genuine human trait, when you can actually be happy for somebody who is succeeding. I know a lot of people that will hold resentment because they're in the same lane, and you start seeing somebody blow up that was either had less than you, or you didn't see them before, never heard of them, and then they pop up and do some shit. And now you sitting there like, man, how they getting all these followers? How they getting all these views? How they packing these shows out, man? Why is this person sharing their stuff? How is this artist chat? That's what builds hate. That's what builds haters. That's why haters exist today, because it's become so normal for people to not be happy for other people's success. People don't do shit to you but be on their own path trying to succeed. And when they start doing it, you start feeling some type of way. That is a problem with yourself. It's not a problem with them. But you will find a problem because taking accountability and actually coming to the realization that you yourself has the issue is impossible. People hate to have self-realizations about themselves. And they fight it. And then they fight it so much that they'll end up fighting the people around them. And then they start dropping like flies. I feel like the only reason why Craig hasn't jumped ship, because he knows that there can never be a time where Corey could disrespect him like that without them two actually seeing each other in them hands. That's a fact. I think that that's a fact. That's why there will never be a time that you see them two fall out, unless Craig just decided that Corey did some shit that was foul towards him and they just cut ways. But they finna go on tour. They finna go on tour. You know, that was also the rumor that was spreading around, that, you know, because Corey brought Craig on tour, that Marcus felt some type of way. But I'm pretty sure Corey has brought, you know, Marcus on the road with him, and Marcus has opened up for Corey before on the road. I'm pretty sure that that's happened, so I don't think that that's the issue. Like I said, some people just like to be more respected, and I think that if it was any problem and any reason as to why Marcus hasn't been around, is because I feel like he is now starting to demand more respect for himself, which, as a man, you should. Now, one conversation that they had on the 5150 show was about Tasha K. Corey didn't believe that Tasha actually got into a fight that happened over the weekend. I don't know if you guys, or not the weekend. I think it was it over the weekend? It was over the weekend, huh? Yeah, okay. She was at some influencer party or whatever. And there video surfaced of her getting into it with somebody and stumping somebody in the head with a heel. Corey called cap on that. He said he don't think that happened. He thinks that people were just doing, or she was doing it for clout, for attention, and just to get her name buzzing even more and all that other shit, which I don't put it past anybody these days, because all these videos coming out, Joe Smith and his wife, the Cheesecake Factory bitch, all that shit is fake. All that shit is not real. All that shit is just so people can build notoriety. And the way you know it is because after those things go viral, here these people are on different platforms having interviews and getting paid to sit down and talk to people. It's because they want a bag. They want it quickly. And the only way to do it is to raise drama on the internet. So I fully understand the mindset. I mean, I go through it. A lot of my friends go through it. They don't believe anything. You can send them whatever video, somebody getting beat up. Oh, man, they doing that shit for the clout. Because people will go to that length. I never put it past anybody. The day, I'm telling you, listen to me. The day that I saw people eating Tide Pods, I didn't put anything past anybody ever again. I don't care what it was. Even if somebody got shot, I would say, you know what? They probably sat there and said, you know what? I could take a shot as long as we get to the hospital right away. I don't put it past anybody. Everything is fake to me until it's validated, basically. Now, speaking of Tasha K, she went on live with a Tony the Closer. I don't know if you guys know who Tony the Closer is. If you don't, he is a real estate type of guy. He helps people get into the real estate business without needing any credit or needing a license, whatever the case may be. But he is also being notoriously known for putting scammers on blast. So he has been calling out all these real estate scammers, all these people that have been taking investments from people and not paying back people their money. Recently, the most notable and the most viral of them all is DJ Envy and Cesar Pena. He has caught himself in the middle of that as well. But I guess he's had a problem with Tasha K over the past month or so. And they decided to go live with each other, and things got a little spicy. Now, I want to play it, but I also don't want to play it because I really don't care about these two. And also, the video was old. He posted the video of them going at it and going back and forth, but it was like from 8 months ago. There's no need to even rehash that. But I just want to say that people like Tasha K are the worst human beings in the world. I don't care if the video is real or not. I don't really care about Tasha K and this nigga's beef at all, really. If you want to go watch it, just search it on YouTube. All I know is people like her are a virus to the community. And they add nothing but destruction. There's no absolute value at all when you see this woman. Just whatever you do, man, even if you hear on here, ignore it, mute it, and wait till I switch the screen or something, because I'm tired of talking about Tasha K. I'm tired of seeing Tasha K. I'm tired of hearing her name. It's just not even worth it. Not even worth it. Now, let's keep going, man. So you remember I talked about Soulja Boy and J. Cole. Now, Soulja Boy had to apologize to J. Cole for his statements that he made. He made some very, very disrespectful statements towards J. Cole. Cole was a guest on Lil Yachty's podcast where he spoke on the history and spoke on him back in the day, how he felt about certain music, especially the era of Soulja Boy. And he echoed a lot of the same sentiments as a lot of people like myself who really liked, all facets of music, but because the Soulja Boy era and the Lil Jon era, the Lean With It, Rock With It, the Mims and the Hueys and all that shit got popular, and that was all you started to hear. You started to grow a resentment for it and trying not to like something that you actually did like. You can't be a person that says you like all music and then try to stop at one genre because you think that it's dumbed down or you think it's this and that. To be honest, it kind of pioneered in the next generation of music that we see today. That has been very profitable. Now that's not to say that it's not been a bittersweet because of the way that it's kind of corrupted the youth. I don't want to sound like an old head, but we got to be honest with ourselves. I mean, it's kind of dumbed down a lot of what music is today, and it also shifted what the industry looked for as far as standards when it came to artists. But at the same time, that doesn't take away from Soulja Boy and everything that he's accomplished and everything that he has started and pioneered in the game. Now, J. Cole spoke on this, and I want I want y'all to let me know if y'all can understand it the way that Soulja Boy understood it, which means help me find the disrespect in what J. Cole said.
When Soulja Boy was first coming out, you gotta think my favorite rappers is Pac, Nas, Jay, Andre 3000, boom, 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 boom. This, the highest skill level, boom, boom. And I was kind of living a double life. I had like a rapper life, like where I had music friends in the city. There was a lot of them was older than me, like mentors. Then I had my real friends that I would be hanging out with. My real friends was playing 3 6 Mafia, Lil Jon when he came out, whatever the fuck was popping, whatever new rendition of black culture was penetrating, like music coming up in the South, they was on. A lot of that shit for me artistically and what I stood for morally as an artist, I was conflicted because on one hand we partying all the time to this music, but on the other hand I'm like, man, this shit go against everything that I think that I am or who I am. I had some fake morals about myself, right? Around the time Soulja Boy came out, I don't know how this happened, but I had a realization within myself. Cause I'm hearing that shit and I'm like, man, this shit, Soulja Boy, tell him. It sounds crazy to say now because it's such a classic to me. But
he said, "How you get G-checked by Nicki Minaj?" We're gonna talk about that.
At that time,
next.
I had resistance, similar to when you came out and your class came out. I had resistance. Nah, that's not the thing that I love. Like, what? Y'all fucking with this? Like, I was one of them, and it was literally a part of me that had a realization. I was young. I was proud of myself for this realization because I was like, bruh, you a hater. Like, yo, you are literally hating. Yeah. Like, you are
Bruh called himself a hater, and Soulja Boy was like, "You's a hating ass nigga."
Literally, you know you like this shit. Actually, you
It's
be with your friends and you know you done did you know you done that. Yeah. So why would you front on this nigga like anywhere at any point? What you be better off doing is you need to look at a Soulja Boy, you need to look at a such and such, whoever was out at that time, might have been Snap Music at the time. What you need to do is you be better off realizing that these dudes is talented and they understand something that you don't understand and they figure something out. And bro, I swear to God, like I switched my mindset and I just turned from a hater as a youngin', I turned from a hater to just an appreciator. Like, what can I find that's amazing about this? What can I find that's good about this?
Now, somehow Soulja Boy took what he said as disrespect. I mean, I really don't understand. And I said this, I'm like, because people keep talking about the other shit besides the fact that Soulja Boy needs to actually work on his comprehension skills. Like, really work on your comprehension skills. There was no way in hell that you heard that without feeling appreciated as an artist. And also feeling validated in what you've been feeling over the past years. Soulja Boy has been on this I did this first type tour because he feels like he is underappreciated or like people don't understand him or his music or what he did to really pioneer the game. But now when somebody says it, you go on the listen to this, man.
You was a lame nigga. You was lame. Nobody never listened to J. Cole where I'm from, nigga. Simple. You was like a Jay-Z ass nigga. Nobody never listened to Jay-Z, nigga. Nobody never listened to you lyrical ass nigga. Nobody give a fuck about.
Boom, 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 boom. This, the highest skill level, boom, boom. And I was kind of living a double life. I had like a rapper life, like where
you look dirty.
Music.
Imagine how crazy you have to be to not only, because I would have gave Soulja Boy the benefit of the doubt if he would have seen a clip, not even that, because even that is still lazy, but seeing a clip and then having the caption be J. Cole says he didn't mess with Soulja Boy and Soulja Boy being like, what the fuck, and trying to go off. But you literally are playing the video in full context and still talking shit. It made no sense. I'm like, this brother has to work on his comprehension skills. So much so. Look, just watch this. Look.
I understand what you was trying to say. I don't know what the fuck you was trying to say. All that lyrical, spiritual, miracle do not count in the real world, bro.
Bro, and that's what I hate too. Stop disrespecting people that actually put time and effort into what they write. When I hear somebody say lyrical miracle shit, that just lets me know you are fucking dumb. Take it how you want. Talking about lyrical miracle shit, you just somebody who hates to pay attention. You let me know how you was in school. You hate paying attention. And that's not even to say that you have to pay attention to what the fuck somebody is saying that you don't want to pay attention to, but don't try to take away from what it is that they doing because they actually put the time and the effort and the thought process into writing something good. It's called artistry. It's where the artist comes into play. People that do that shit that Soulja Boy is doing, trying to minimize what people are doing because they hate. This goes back to when I'm talking about the people that don't want to take accountability or don't want to see reality for what it is. The reality is there is a separation. You can call yourself a rapper because technically you're rapping, but you're more of an entertainer. J. Cole is the one that's more of an artist. And I know, oh, I made millions, I've done this and that. Great. But that still doesn't take away the separation between the two. And guess what, Soulja? We appreciate both because y'all both hold an actual place in this genre. Y'all are both needed in the ecosystem. It's called balance. But the disrespect has to stop when it comes to that shit. Especially how we see music going today and what they try to champion and put up in the air. The conversation surrounding Sexy Red right now and young black women. That's a conversation that needs to be had because this is the 45th, 1000th fucking conversation we've been having over the past, I don't know how many years, 4 or 5 years. It's cool the first 3 years you pass it off as let women do what they do. Okay, great. But then when you start seeing the industry revolve around it, then that's when you start gotta ask yourself the question, is this being deliberate? Are they deliberately doing this to try to influence society? Because just like they do it with male rappers who glorify certain shit, when they put all these niggas out here and try to catch the next Lil or DBJ or FBG or whatever the next something out here, they checking for the content matter. And they trying to make sure that you out here saying the same things that are still perpetuating the bullshit that is going to influence these young niggas to go out here and do something dumb. Just like a Sexy Red can come out here and influence young black women to go out here and be like, I don't give a fuck what y'all saying. I'm liberated. Let me sit on the block and start twerking and damn near nothing. That doesn't mean you liberated. That doesn't equal liberation. I don't understand why y'all use these words or these phrases or these labels to try to justify ratchetness. There are multiple ways to feel liberated. Shaking your ass ain't the number one. Now, I'm went off on a little bit of a tangent, but I need you to understand the mindset of people these days, especially somebody like a Soulja Boy who has influence on the youth.
You got nice bars. I understand what you was trying to say. Words are different next time. You know what I'm saying? I get what you was trying to say. When you was growing up, Soulja Boy wasn't your type of music, and you realized I don't know what the fuck you was trying to say. What the fuck was you even trying to say?
How you go from saying you understand what somebody was trying to say? Look at his face. You could tell his wheels are turning. He doesn't know what he wants to say. He doesn't know how to think.
You know what I'm saying? I get what you was trying to say. When you was growing up, Soulja Boy wasn't your type of music.
When you start seeing people look away like that, when they try to explain something, they're trying to literally find the little brain cells that they have left to try to act like they comprehended some shit.
When you was growing up, Soulja Boy wasn't your type of music.
Trying to find it,
and you realized I don't know what the fuck you was trying to say. What the fuck was you even trying to say? You wasn't even saying. You weren't trying to say.
The ignorance, gotta love it. Well, either way, Soulja Boy was made to apologize. He went live with Nicki Minaj, and after he went live with Nicki, he put out these statements. He said, Nicki just told me I took what he said wrong and that he was showing love, so I'm gonna let it go. My bad, y'all. I really thought dude was hating on me. My bad, dog. J. Cole, sorry for the confusion. Keep doing your shit. We from two different worlds. I stand on what I stand on. It's hard coming from where I did. I dealt with a lot of hate my whole career, so it was just messed to think it would come from you. Now, it's crazy that somehow Soulja Boy had her be the one because it was several individuals, several individuals who said the same exact thing that Nicki told this man, but for some reason, Nicki was the one that got to him. And I asked this question, I'm like, why do y'all think Nicki was the one? And a lot of people seemingly came to like the general or like the basic conclusion, which was, oh, well, it's Nicki. You know, she's huge star. Everybody, you know, has respect for her in the industry, so and so. And because she's like the biggest artist, female artist, or whatever the case may be, and niggas don't know how to act, whatever excuse you want to come up with, I'm just here to tell you, you are wrong. You're absolutely wrong. And I wanted to see if anybody was going to bring up the fact that he understood her, because two birds of a pill crawl up the hill. You feel me? Two birds of the snow do that blow. You feel me? So they clearly understood each other on a different level. Now, I want you to see what I mean.
Today, who you mad at today?
I ain't mad at nobody. It's just the fact that J. Cole, why is you going on a podcast talking about you don't like my music? Who cares what you like, fam?
Babe.
You know what I'm saying?
Babe, he never said that, babe.
What did he say?
He said that he had to keep it real with himself and admit that people like you are what was really like keeping the wave going and like really bringing the energy. And some people, and he didn't want to really say that to certain people or admit that, or he basically gave you props like, yo, people like you. So what the fuck was you on when you misinterpreted it, and now you sitting here doing the most again?
And then, did anybody comprehend what the fuck she just said? Now, if there's anything that you couldn't comprehend, Soulja Boy, that should have been it. That should have been the moment where you should have scratched your head and been like, wait, what the fuck? Wait, so was he hating on me? Was he not? I don't know. That should have been the time. But for some reason, some odd reason, he understood her.
I don't know, man. I guess so. I'm gonna go with y'all. If Nikki, that's the last person that stamped it. Nikki said I heard it wrong.
Niggas was on the internet articulating exactly what J. Cole was saying. They was putting it in parentheses. They was showing diagrams. Niggas had whole PowerPoints and shit. They had everything to explain exactly what J. Cole was saying. This nigga Soulja Boy was going on an entire rant on Twitter, calling J. Cole a bitch, saying all this shit, saying a whole bunch of reckless shit. He was literally replying to people who was putting it out there in plain terms, in plain English, what it was that J. Cole meant. He was like, nah, this nigga should have never spoke on my name. And as soon as Nicki Minaj got in there and say, well, you know, babe, he was trying to say that he just was, you know, you were somebody who, and then you went and you was like, why you fucking, I mean, I don't know. Ooh, and he said, oh, I understand.
I heard what I heard, but all right, cool.
He's not even that. He don't even strike me as that type of person. And you know, like why would he out of nowhere just come on somewhere and say, I ain't no,
that's exactly what I said. I'm like,
babe, he didn't say that, boo. Now, I want you to listen to me carefully, right? I have a special gift, okay? And I'm not trying to be funny, right?
all right.
Okay. I want you to breathe and do you feel?
I want you to breathe. First of all, this is the calmest I've seen Soulja Boy on an IG live. And clearly he's there. He's present. Just say what's on your mind. I don't know. That's something that people on drugs and people that be drunk as hell be doing. Like, they think the person in front of them is all extra hypersensitive, but it's really them. And they doing that for themselves, but they telling the other person to slow down and breathe and shit because they think that they help in the situation. You're not.
Right now in this moment, do you feel love around you? Not on the internet, in your real life.
Pay attention to the projection.
I feel love. I'm definitely love for sure. You know what I'm saying? I get a lot of love, but it's just like.
But no, I didn't ask you, do you get love? See, getting love and feeling loved are two extremely different things. And that is,
projection.
And I'm so glad you said that. That's why motherfuckers got the internet killing them. Because people do not understand the fucking difference.
Does she, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but does she not sound like she's like a little bit out of it? Does she not sound like she's a little bit out of it right now? And then you talking about.
I feel that.
I asked you, do you right now off the internet, do you feel loved?
I feel love. I feel love, Nikki. Don't care.
By the people in your innermost circle.
Of course.
Good. Because I really want that for you. You deserve it, and I want that for everybody.
He said why he crossed his arms, because niggas don't know what to do when they feel awkward sometimes, so they just kind of like cross their arms and try to pretend like they listening, but it's really like he in his head like, damn, what the fuck is this bitch talking about?
I really want that. I want people to really stop trying to front for the internet, and not saying that you do. I don't think you do, but you know what I'm saying. Like people who posting pictures every day about, and then shit ain't even happen. You know, we gotta get back to the place where we don't give a.
Nah. He's her sponsor. He's her sponsor. I don't want you to get it confused, my guy, my good brother's in, because this is the projection. She thinks she has to help him in this situation because he's currently going viral. But clearly, Soulja Boy, he's been less and less off the booger sugar. I think he just knows that he could capitalize, off of just going. That's another thing. I don't think he didn't comprehend what he said, and I don't think he needs to work on his comprehension skills. What he's good at is trying to go viral from spazzing out. But I think he understood that it would backfire because J. Cole's not the type to go back and forth with a nigga. So, I mean, it's going to be a lose-lose. You about to get a bunch of J. Cole fans in your comments going crazy on you, calling you to crank that cocaine man and all types of shit. They're going to be killing you. This is another reason why Soulja Boy was going off, because Cole didn't have to say shit. All his fans had to come through and bombard his comments, because he even said it. He said fuck J. Cole and his fans, because it's like, you said fuck this dude and he was giving you props, and you talk about his fans because they the ones attacking you. But watch how this ends. Watch this.
But what no internet say.
Nah, that's a fact.
And as long as we know and we waking up happy in the morning, giving God the glory.
I'm gonna try to chill out. A little bit, Nikki. I just feel like
don't Nikki sound like that crackhead lady that you pull up to the gas station and she's so humble, like she not gonna ask you for money off top. She gonna try to tell you, she gonna ask you, hey, how you doing? You a handsome young man. You know someone, and she gonna try to give you words of encouragement. She gonna try to talk to you in your ear and try to tell you that, life, everything about life. You see my situation. They always do that. You see my situation. Look at me. I'm not complaining because I got God on my side. I got the glory. I got Jesus on my side. I pray every day, and I pray for you too. I pray for you. I don't even know you, and I pray for you. Now, before you go in that store, I just have one question. How blessed do you feel today? They hit you with how blessed do you feel today? Because I feel mighty blessed, and I feel like you feel blessed enough to bless me. They hit you with all this good shit, then make sure you pass them off a little something. It be fucked up when you try to tell them you ain't got no cash, or you like, oh no, I only got my card on me. Well, you know what? I take Cash App too. I got Venmo as well. You say these niggas got Cash App and Venmo. She sound just like her. I done seen it 100 times before.
Be having to just say what I gotta say, bro. It be sitting on my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, it be like, I don't know. It be like, I feel like if I don't say what I gotta say, then I'm being fake. Like, I'm not being real. You feel what I'm saying? But
right, say it. Let's get this off your chest. And I'm not even trying to be funny.
I already said it.
Take 2 minutes and say it again. Say how you feel again.
J. Cole, you ain't well. I don't want to keep dissing this man. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like I already said what I had to say, but it's just like, okay, this is real talk though. Okay, cool. You want to interview? You say you gave me my props, whatever. I heard what I heard. You ain't never wrote and produced no #1 record. I did that when I was 16. Drake just gave you your first #1 this year. That ain't even a solo record. You own the song as a feature. You should not speak on me in no type of way, period. That's what I had to say.
Is that not a
period?
Is that not a cokehead laugh? Listen to Nikki, man.
I had to say.
What the
you
fuck?
You feel me though, Nikki? Like you see what I'm saying?
Now,
like,
had he done that,
First of all, I'm not even gonna play this no more. But just let me say this real quick. Soulja Boy, first number ones or having a number one clearly don't mean shit. There's so many artists or previous artists out there that have number one hits and don't have a damn career to show for it. I will bet any money on earth against anybody that J. Cole has had a much successful career than Soulja Boy. So regardless of when you wrote your first number one, regardless of what you did first, I'm telling you right now, Soulja Boy, announce an arena tour. It's not going to happen. You are not going to sell out one date. You aren't even going to sell out the floor. And I'm sorry I have to do this because Soulja Boy is a pioneer. Soulja Boy is a legend. Soulja Boy is somebody who does deserve respect in this game. But also Soulja Boy deserves to get treated like a human. In a human form, I am looking at somebody who is trying to compensate for the fact that it doesn't matter, actually, how many number ones J. Cole has. His career has been a lot more fruitful and been more beneficial than anything that you have done rap-wise. You may have shifted the culture. You may have been a pioneer in the dance era of music. You may have did X, Y, and Z first. But I'm telling you, J. Cole is going to be somebody to sell out shows for the rest of his life. We cannot say the same for Soulja Boy. And that's a fact. Now, let's move forward. I have to get to this because it is important. Jeezy has finally spoken out about his divorce with Jeannie Mai. Now, this is hilarious to me because the jokes that I've been seeing about Jeezy and Nia Long doing this has been hilarious. But one thing I may not have seen yet, because, of course, it probably has been brought up in the atmosphere because, of course, Nia Long's situation, she was cheated on by her former partner, Ime Udoka. And everybody was like, oh, of course, this conversation needs to be had. But one thing I caught first and foremost was like, oh, shit, he's doing this conversation with Nia Long, which tells me subliminally, without Jeezy having to say it in the interview, he got cheated on, fam. That man got cheated on. Infidelity was part of the reason, but he didn't want to put that in the divorce because at the same time, he wanted to try to save his now or soon to be ex-wife's image. And there's something about men when it comes to that. Something about men when it comes to the reversal of when it trying to make your woman look bad, opposed to when things go wrong with y'all and she tries to make you look bad publicly to her friends, to her family, all types of shit. Jeezy still kept it to a certain respect level. That's what I think happened. That's why I think he chose to sit down with Nia Long of all people. He could have sat down with Gayle King. He could have sat down with all types of people. He sat down with Nia Long specifically. Now, if you pay attention to Jeezy over the years, especially now and how calculated he is in the way that he moves, to me, that was just the message to get across without having to say it. Yeah, I got cheated on. And this is why I'm having this conversation with this specific person. Now, listen to this about what he had to say in regards to his marriage with Jeannie Mai.
But what we haven't talked about is your current marriage and your current situation. And I think it would be unfair to you to not address that in this space where we're being really open and honest. And it doesn't have to be the details of anything.
Right.
But if you've done all of this work and you've given yourself that grace and you've given yourself that space to grow and you've given yourself permission to love self, right? Then what happens when a man gets to the point where they're just like, okay, I'm filing for divorce?
Integrity intact. I could never say anything that would not honor somebody.
Absolutely.
But
real quick, hey, shout out to my guy J.R. Miller, man, for sending the 50 in the Cash App. My brother, I appreciate you a lot, man. Thank you so much. Always thank you to everybody that supports the GMS show and this GMS fund that we got going on. A few of y'all have donated to the cause, man, and y'all have donated very well to this cause, and I really appreciate y'all, every single one of y'all that supported. If you are somebody that wants to support and wants to see us continue to grow and continue to move forward out here, man, you can help donate by hitting the Cash App or the Venmo. Appreciate you. Let's keep going.
I can tell you that this has not been a easy journey.
Right.
I can tell you that I'm saddened. I can tell you that I'm disappointed. I can tell you that I'm uneasy, right? But again, like, God has put me in a different path, and that path is going to entail for me to take care of myself and to love myself and to be in the best situation that I can thrive as someone who's been through all the things that I've been through.
It's kind of something you can't explain.
Yeah, you can't. The real thing is, like, I don't like to fail in anything.
Me either.
And,
I don't want to lose. I don't want to fail.
I don't want to fail, especially when I know what
you've poured in.
Right. And, as I sit across from you, like, I can only be responsible for myself.
True.
And I can only do what I can do, right? And I can't expect someone else to do what I'm doing.
But did you go to therapy with her?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Right.
So you actually addressed it,
Right.
tried to work through it, tried to do the work, and it just was like not happening.
So he said they even went to therapy with it. Very interesting. I think that is such an interesting thing, because you got to understand, a lot of people do not take that leap. A lot of people do not take the chance to actually try to take that step of trying to fix their relationship by going to therapy and actually talking about things that may be hard to talk about. I think that's another reason why people do go to therapy, is because those conversations having at home, it can go all types of ways. But when you're in a controlled setting, you ain't got no choice but to either say what's on your mind or keep following this lie that you keep living with the person that you with and live in misery. Now, like I said, I think that he got cheated on. It's crazy because a lot of women go straight to it's the man's fault when they did this, which is even more crazier because this nigga's the one that filed for divorce. So how the hell did y'all, even then, if they didn't even want to say that, he was this or that, or that he cheated, it was, he didn't appreciate what he had. Oh yeah, you keep living your life, girl, and doing your thing. You don't need him. He was just doing this and blah, blah, blah. The escape of accountability is amazing. I mean, women do hula hoops through them shits. I ain't seen one statement, one anything, or a explanation that we normally see. This is the crazy part. We normally see in these situations with people going through a divorce, the woman in the situation speaking on something that the person, that the husband did wrong, or that their ex-husband did wrong. Jeezy is the one speaking out. And I think it's because there's so much he wants to say, or there's so much he wants to get off his chest. He probably feels so betrayed that he needs to get this shit off his chest, or else it might come out the wrong way. And I'm going to tell you now, a lot of men aren't good at trying to express themselves when they've kept things bottled up for so long. It's almost like when you just turn off the car, you're not supposed to take that oil cap off, or not the oil cap, or is it the oil cap? I forgot which cap it was, but you're not supposed to take off a specific cap on your engine as soon as you have your car turned off, or else that motherfucker will sit that motherfucker straight in the air. That's what happens with men a lot of the times when we keep things bottled in and we don't feel like we should be able to express it, because it's not just, this person won't listen to me. There's standards, societal standards, that we feel like we have to abide by, where you can't say shit. Radiator cap. There we go. Shout out to my car people out there. Look at y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. He said any of them. I was thinking wrong. But you get my analogy. That's what a lot of men, and I know y'all in the comments right now relate to what I'm talking about, because there's shit right now literally right now that you have bottled up right now that you can't get out because you feel like it's either going to come out the wrong way or nobody going to understand you, or you feel like people not going to look at you as much as a man because you feel like certain things bother you, or you may feel like, oh, you too emotional. There's these societal standards that hold men back from expressing themselves from things that hurt them. And we're pretty much conditioned to hold that shit in and keep going through life with it. And I'm very happy that a lot of men now are actually taking the time to express themselves and get those things off their chest that they need to. Now, here's another thing he said after filing for divorce. When and here's what the conversation is right now. So, of course, like I said, nobody can ever take what a man, or a black man specifically, what he says and actually hold an emotional attachment to it. Jeezy is out here trying to express what he went through and why these things happened and why these things failed. Instead of paying attention to what's in front of him, now we have a demographic of women who are like, oh, look at Jeezy. Now he wants to come and run to the black women when his interracial marriage doesn't work out. That is the narrative that is being run right now, and it's being ran because of this clip.
Which is why I wanted to have this conversation with you, because I want to personally tell you that you embody what a well-minded, grown-ass black woman is supposed to be like. And we stand with you always. And the reason why I wanted to talk to you, because
now let me just say real quick, man. Now we say that, man. First of all, Jeezy, now just let me rewind it so y'all can see the moistness happen in real time. All right, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you know when it happens. Just watch.
I have this conversation with you because I want to personally tell you that you embody what a well-minded, grown-ass black woman.
Right there. He didn't even have to keep going. He didn't even have to keep going. She was fully moist at this moment. Now, you can try to convince me that these two ain't finna start fucking, but I know these two finna start fucking after this. Just keep watching.
It's supposed to be like, and we stand with you always. And the reason why I wanted to talk to you, because you are my sister. And this is a safe space for me to say what I need to say. Because at times when we're at our lowest, we need our sisters. Just like you guys need your brothers. And that's why this conversation was so real, because I hope and I pray that this conversation can open up different conversations in our culture about being there for each other and not being at odds with each other, no matter what we've been through. And, you know, I gotta give you your flowers. You know, you
Ooh, now she was moist in a couple different places now. Now the eyes water. Now you got somebody crying because they feel the emotion. Now let me stop playing. The emotions that this woman is feeling is that, you know, and I wholeheartedly believe that Nia was a down woman. I feel like she was displaying the type of things that she should have been displaying for her man, and then she felt betrayed when those things happened. Now, I know some people may ask themselves, well, a lot of the times we don't have down-ass women. That's why niggas go out and cheat. You never know. He could have been dealing with some shit with her behind the scenes and, you know, stepped out. Okay, maybe so. But I also do know that when some niggas get in a position of power, when they and I'm not saying this in a way of taking advantage. Don't confuse me with cancel culture. I'm talking about in the aspect of when they finally get in a position of power and get into the position that they've always wanted, certain things end up happening. And you never know what you may come face to face with. Maybe some titties. So, you know, you got to decide at that moment what's more important to you. These big old titties right here, or the lifelong trauma and the pain or the hurt that I may put somebody through. Because a lot of people can say they get over certain things, but a lot of people don't. You know, you juggle that too when you do somebody wrong. I want people to understand that as well. some people like to, minimize certain things, but people react to certain things differently. People die of broken hearts. That's a real thing. I know y'all done seen some of y'all grandparents deal with that. Once grandpa gone or grandma gone and they left to themselves because they've been with each other for 40, 50, 60 years, die of a broken heart. There's people that'll never get over certain things, man. And when you juggle with somebody's feelings, those things are susceptible to happening. So before you go out, and this is just me speaking from a more mature place, because I was never this, I never had this mentality beforehand, but you got to grow and you got to learn. Once you learn that about other people and realize that you got somebody else's heart in your hand, then regardless of what you want to do, you got to make sure you let that be known before you go and do what you want to do. Point blank, period. And also, it also makes you more of a man or more of a woman. Somebody can still respect at the end of the day when it's all said and done. Now, we're going to listen to the rest of this and keep going.
Done an amazing job at maintaining your integrity throughout your career, right? As a person, as a human being. And it meant the world to me to sit across from you and just to tell you my story. As a man, I just hope that our women, Black women in particular, can see this and give us a safe space. Really, women all the way across the board, because we as men, like, we're hurt to be vulnerable to tell your partner that, right now I'm in a bad space. We going through it out here every day. You wouldn't even imagine, right? And there's no safe place for us to land. There's no safe place for us to have these conversations. We can't have it with our homies. We can't have it with our brothers and our partners, because it doesn't resonate.
Doesn't translate because they don't have life experience.
Right, and they don't have that empathy there, right?
Or because they in the same boat as well. You know what I'm saying? There's another reason why you can't talk to your homies or talk to your brothers about certain things, because they dealing with the same things. You bringing your problems over to somebody who got enough problems to deal with themselves. You know what I'm saying? If I ain't got nowhere to turn, and if he ain't got nowhere to turn, and he ain't got nowhere to turn, that just lets me know that this is a thing that's happening more than one place. So I mean, at some point, you do have to find a safe space as a Black man to be able to talk about the things that you want to talk about and get these things off your chest, because Black men are hurting. And then at the same time, have to be strong enough to try to hold things down and be able to hold and live up to certain expectations, especially when they're in a relationship with somebody.
They don't have that mothering, that nurturing thing, and this is, like, for me, it's real, because, when you buried as many people.
Holy,
right,
whoa, holy. Hey, are you meaning to do this? Yo, holy. JR, what are you doing? Do you want me to send you this back? Like, what are you doing? Shout out to my guy JR. He just sent 100 on the cat. Let me know if you want me to send this back to you. Why are you doing that? Stop it. Stop it. I just stop it. Like, yes, I want. Of course, I appreciate the donations, but nigga, you just donated 50. Don't do that, man. Like, damn. Gonna make a nigga cry on stream. Stop it. Stop it. I love you, bro. Goddamn. I grew up with this nigga. That's my guy, JR, for real. Like, I've known him since we was in Pampers. Stop it, nigga. Stop. All right? I love you, bro. Is that what you want to hear? God damn it. I love you, bro. Shit. Gosh. Stop.
People go to prison for long periods of time. I've just seen people fall to the wayside. They're all missing a certain element, and that element is to be able to have a safe space to process. Because when you're in pain and you're in odds, and I've been in pain most of my career.
So, sorry, I was a little distracted there, but he talked about pain in his career. Now, we also gotta stop, forgetting where Jeezy came from. Jeezy actually is one of those people that I commend on having one of the biggest turnarounds as far as a human being in this career. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people out here right now who have been in the game as long as he has and still be trying to run off the street shit and try to be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. He completely changed who he was for the better. It wasn't just for him. It was for his family. He got kids. He got people he needs to take care of. He's a businessman at the end of the day. When he used to be in the streets, that was a chapter in his life. I think we all need to get to the point where we remember the chapters of life that we're in. We are in a certain chapter right now. When that next chapter comes, that means you have to continue to write your story. You can't imagine reading a book and you go from one chapter to another to read the same goddamn chapter that you just read before. That's not an interesting book. That's not a book you're going to keep reading. You're going to shut that book right the fuck up and put it back on the shelf. The only way people continue to read stories is if the chapters continue to change and if the story continues to excel and there's a climax and there's a happy or whatever type of ending. But as long as you continue to write your story and continue to try to push forward to be something better than what you are, you will get that genuine support from people. And I think Jeezy is one of those people who is a great example of that. Now, here's the last part I want to play for y'all. Watch this.
Right? Like, and you got to know when it's time to be done.
Right.
And that's usually not about another person, an affair, or, you know, some chick that's willing to, like, make you feel like a king. Because that's why most men cheat. Most men cheat because
that's fascinating to me.
It's so gross. It's so
Nigga said that's fascinating to me. You can tell when this nigga want to get in the draws when he start hitting you with that's fascinating. Like, wow, that's odd. Like, wow, that's something. When a nigga act like he ain't never heard something before, knowing goddamn well he has, that's when you know he definitely trying to get them brownie points. Look at this nigga.
That's why most men cheat. Most men cheat because
that's fascinating to me.
It's so gross. It's so stupid.
He over there looking like the Black Professor X, hands clasped together. That is just so fascinating to me.
It's fascinating to me.
It's so gross. It's so stupid.
I personally
get the draws, Jeezy. Get the draws.
You don't think so?
Hell no.
I kind of understand what you mean when you say that.
They do not.
I understand what you mean when you say that.
It's something in us that makes us want to be right
yes,
across the board.
But is that so that you are living up to the expectation that you set for yourself? Right.
That I love that shit. Come on now. Y'all know what Jeezy trying to do. Y'all know what this nigga trying to do. Now, hold up. Before we go forward, let me do one thing. Give me 1 second. Online, cool. All right, just had to make sure my sound was good. You know, my sound was off a little bit. Had to make sure that shit was cool. But like you saw, now I'm telling you, we gonna hear about a Jeezy and Nia Long relationship in the near future because ain't no way this type of chemistry happened on camera and y'all don't see them out in the near future. Actually, I'll be a pretty dope couple. I'm not gonna lie. I was supported all the way. Cause now, to be honest, I mean, let's be honest. Let's be real with each other. They are both at the age right now where they are done fucking around. I was just talking about this the other day. People reach a point where they don't want to compromise anymore. You're going to reach that point, especially at a certain age. People, when they get to their late 30s, their 40s, and their 50s, they get to a point where when they aren't, where they're single and they looking for a relationship or not looking for a relationship, they are not going to compromise. They're not going to settle. And how they find a good relationship from that point on is being real, honest, and open with each other. Now, I don't know if it's gonna start with how Jeezy was acting, talking about some that's just fascinating to me. I don't think that's gonna start out it's not a good foundation. Don't start with that. Be real. Be real. Say, yeah, you know, that was how I used to be that way when I was younger, but I changed up my mentality. Talk about how interesting and fascinating. That's just gonna make a bitch think that you lying and just trying to put 10 or 100 on 10. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. Yeah, of course Nia Long's still bad. Y'all know Leah. Look at her. Look at her. Is that a question? Is that a question? Nia Long is still bad. And the fact that she got cheated on by Ime Udoka does not take away from her badness. It only just makes that nigga look crazy. That's all I have to say about that. Let me read some of y'all comments. It says, Glittery says, this is a feeling like the beginning of a porno. They are borderline whispering to each other. He said, oh, he smacked that up after the interview. Misha says, black men and women just related, or just what? Just related to each other like that doesn't have to be sexual. Yeah, that too. You know, I'm you know, of course I'm joking. I'm just putting, you know, I'm just talking shit. But this is a good example of what needs to happen more often. We need to be able to come to y'all. Y'all should be able to come to us and vent about certain things without having to have stipulations, without having to have any hidden agendas. We just need to have that open dialogue. And when we're able to do that, we can move forward with a lot more things in life when it pertains to us as a people. Because I personally feel like society has done a great job. The powers that be, white supremacy, has done a great job at doing so much to the point where now we are fighting amongst each other. Where now it's that white people are now the outside voices and we are now fighting amongst each other and having this internal battle with each other. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't give a damn what a racist white person says. They don't affect shit no more. They just talking shit. Shit that they would never say to you in person. That has nothing to do with it. But if I'm interacting with somebody who looks like me, I would want us to have a legitimate, conversation or have real dialogue with each other without disrespecting each other or without looking at each other in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. That's just how it goes. Now, before I get out of here, there's one more thing I need to say, or one more thing we have to cover. So it just got released that, the Montgomery boat brawl. The people involved with that, there was only a couple people that got charged, a couple people that got actually sentenced to jail. But this man, the co-captain, the man that sparked everything, the man that threw his hat up in the air like Bobby Shmurda and started to go to work, is somebody who got charged with third-degree assault, even though you see on the video he got attacked. I mean, it's not a surprise because this is from Montgomery, Alabama. And I'm pretty sure that because of everything that transpired and all the racial things that transpired from this, and a lot of racist and bigoted white people and closeted racist, bigoted white people felt after it happened was, oh, black people got to win. Yeah, they made sure that they tried to still make an example off of somebody who literally got assaulted on camera. So, yeah, this man is catching the charge. Listen to this.
Well, more than 3 months after the Montgomery Riverfront brawl, charges have been filed against the riverboat's co-captain. Online court records show Damian Pickett is charged with third-degree assault. CNN is reporting that in a new complaint. One of the original defendants, Zachary Shipman, alleges he was not attempting to fight Pickett, all during an argument over a dockside.
Does that not look like assault to you? Does that not look like assault to you? Somebody walking and all of a sudden somebody comes out of nowhere and pushes you in the face?
Over a dockside parking spot. Shipman says he was only defending himself and suffered a bruised cheekbone after Pickett punched him in the face. That altercation quickly grew to an all-out brawl, all captured on video, igniting a social media firestorm. Shipman was previously charged with assaulting Pickett and is scheduled to go on trial later this month. He has pled not guilty. Pickett has not yet entered a plea. Well, more.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. And I hope, hopefully he pleads not guilty because, of course, he was attacked. And clearly they didn't like what happened because of the stuff that transpired on social media. Like I said, whenever something feels like a win for black people, something drastic has to happen or there needs to be an example made out of. After 2020, we are still feeling the ramifications of 2020 because it felt like black people had a victory, even though it wasn't about a victory. It was about us still standing up and raising our voices about horrible shit that keeps happening to black people in this country. Because people saw other people joining in from around the country and overseas and people standing up saying Black Lives Matter, there had to be drastic repercussions from it. We see it till this day. What do? Totally ignore the human nature of it, the humanity of it, being that Black Lives Matter, and hyper focused on the bullshit ass organization that does not represent black people as a whole. Even so much so, like I said, they did a great job because when there's the facts that the organization ain't shit, There's going to be black people with logical sense to be like, fuck Black Lives Matter, but don't actually give a damn about what it meant. They only give a damn about it because people are telling them, oh, look how black people are acting because of the organization. Look how black people are standing behind the organization that is stealing and not doing good for black people, brainwashing them, making them feel this and that. Meanwhile, actual black people that have supported Black Lives Matter are saying, fuck the organization. We only care about our lives. They're drowning that out. They're drowning it out so that they can use the organization as a way to continue to demonize black people and black lives. Then you have them converting people or having other black people shit on other black people because they have this idea that all these black people on the left still support an organization that ain't shit. You see what I mean? So we are in an era where certain things can be used to demonize black people over and over again because we are the group of people who are least cared about and respected. We can get all types of narratives pushed on us on social media. Let it be about anybody else. The ADL coming, the LGBTQ coming, all these people coming through, and everything is going to, all the seas are going to be parted and everything's going to stop time and all this shit. But leave it to when it comes to us, when we are the subject of conversation. That's why I will never stop talking about certain shit. That's why I will never stop raising my voice. And that's why I continue to do this show without being monetized, because I can say, fuck your monetization. I'm going to speak up for the people that look like me. I'm going to speak up for myself, and I'm going to give my opinion without y'all trying to hold me back. And if motherfuckers got to go to places like Kick or Rumble to do what they got to do because these platforms continue to hold them back, that's what they going to do. And as a matter of fact, that was one thing I wanted to bring up before we got out of here. One thing I want to say, we run it back to go back towards the 5150 show. Corey Holcomb continues to talk about how people's channels are being taken. YouTube is doing this, YouTube is doing that, and how he's surprised his platform is still there. Listen, that man has the numbers every week when it comes to live chats, when it comes to super chats, when it comes to the video having numbers after it's posted. He's got the fan base. Right now, I'll tell you right now, Kick or Rumble will definitely give Corey Holcomb the bag, a hefty bag, just to exclusively stream over there. And it may seem like he's hesitant to do it, or he may be a little, afraid to do so because he doesn't know if people are going to actually do it. I mean, when you think about it, his demographic is a lot older, and I know that older individuals really don't like to skip through platforms like that. They'll go to one platform. As long as they fuck with it, they're going to fuck with it. And if you got to go somewhere else, they're going to say, fuck that, I don't care. But I do feel like his fan base is strong enough to where if he made the move to go to Kick or Rumble, that people will follow and he can get the bag that way. I feel like these platforms, especially this one that we're watching, or that you're watching me on right now, has gotten to the point where we don't want to help creators. We rather stick to our ad dollars and the people that pay us money to run their ads and what their standards are, and we can give a damn about how you feel, which is why even the smaller YouTubers, they'll get copyright strike, they'll get their page taken down, they'll get demonetized quicker than a lot of other people because they don't give a damn. You see the big platforms getting demonetized and people getting their pages taken down. Imagine what they do to the smaller YouTubers. So that's another reason why, I'm doing the GMS fund, because like we can we can do this shit as people. It's not about begging for donations or trying to have people do this and that. It's about having the people behind you. It's about actually having the support behind you and actually moving forward without having these big entities control what it is that you do. We hope to get to a point where we don't need to be monetized by platforms who don't give a fuck about our voices and don't give a fuck about our experiences or the things that we went through. Even what I'm talking about right now can get flagged because I'm going against them. But I don't care. I'm telling you, I don't care. I'm here to push something forward. I'm here to do something good for the people. I want to be able to leave a certain mark in this space to where anytime I come up or anytime that my name is mentioned or anything, there's only positive shit being said. And if there isn't, you know somebody hating. Now, GMS fam, the green room, it has been a dope show. Like I said, make sure you hit that like button on the way out. Follow me on my socials. I follow everybody back. Shout out to my guy JR for sending the $150 in the group. What is wrong with you, my guy? Hey, I appreciate you so much. Everybody that has donated to the GMS fund, you have no idea how much I appreciate you, how much I actually value y'all. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hit that like button on the way out, GMS. Let's go. Put a GMS in the chat. I'm going to shout everybody out, man. Shout out to my Timberwolves. Top 5 in the league. Zen Master, what's good? What's going on with Portland, cuz? Look at the league standing. Hold on. Standings. We number 3 right now. 5-2. Trailblazers 3-5. What you talking about, Zen? Who else out here? Is anybody a Thunder fan? Is anybody a Rockets fan? A Suns fan? Guess what? We beating y'all right now in the standings. I was about to shout people out. Now I'm talking shit. The Timberwolves is number 3 in the league, nigga. Hey, shout out Glittery Bubble. Shout out Lady Aries. Shout out Ben Frank. The Hollywood. Ooh. Perfect Squares in the building. George Smith is in the building. GMS fam, the green room. It's been a really dope show today. I'm finna roll a nice jizzy. His front page said, no Portland slander, GMS. We know we trash. Y'all got time. Y'all building. Y'all in the building area. Y'all building. Cleveland Cavaliers. Okay, all right. I ain't gonna say nothing crazy about Cavs. You know, they got some work to do. You know, they good. They decent. They out here. Wait, let me see where they at for real. Let me see. Holy. Yeah, Cavaliers is 3-5. They got a chance to come back up in the Eastern Conference. Oh my God, the Nuggets. Hey, and guess what? The Nuggets is number 1. They 8-1, and guess who was the only team to beat the Nuggets so far? Talk to the Timberwolves, nigga. Hey, shout out Robert Thomas. I see you, brother. All right, y'all. I'm finna get up out of here, man. I hope y'all have a great rest of the day. Oh, yeah. 3Gs is back tomorrow night. Catch us on 3G. Shout out my niggas AP, Pack G. We gonna be on 3Gs tomorrow night. Make sure you pull up 8 p.m. Don't miss it. We out.